Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Before we get started, hi, my name is Teresa and I welcome you all to my channel. If you're new here and you like unboxings, you like getting ready with me with some scary ghost stories, even to makeup try-ons on here, I do animal and nature clips, I do Monday Mass Ladies collab, I do a take a walk into history, I do Fun Fact Friday, and sometimes I do giveaways on this channel, and guys, I do more. I do random more than just beauty on this channel. Now if you're interested in all the content that I just said, then please are considering hitting the subscribe button down here on the bottom. When you hit the subscribe button, there'll be a bell. And when you hit the bell, you'll be notified of when I upload my new video. So today, guys, is Take a Walk in History, and I have been doing the 50 states. I am on Illinois, which is our 13th state. I have been doing them in alphabetical order. Um, the reason I have been doing the history on our states is because I love learning about our states. I love learning what happened back then. Um, you know, just how different it is from now and from then, when back then it was a lot different than it was now. um a lot of interesting and a lot of history on each state, which I love learning about. I will be, after the states, I am moving on to different countries, which we need to learn more about the world. And I just absolutely love history. History has always been a part of my life. I like going to old homes, abandoned homes. I like going into forts and museums with the artifacts, and just anywhere that has to deal with history, I am there. So I really do enjoy a lot about our history. All right, guys. So, like I said, this is Illinois, land of Lincoln. So, this is my 13th state that I am on out of the 50. And what I have done is I wrote down a bio, I wrote down some history, I did the birthday, and at the end, there are three creepy ghost stories. Now, the reason why I do ghost stories is because if ghosts could tell us a story about what happened back then, they would have a long story to tell us. So I find that that they have a lot of history behind them. So, like I said, I will start with the bio first, and then history, birthday, and then the three ghost stories. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, in the bio, I have everything listed on here that I could find, from nicknames, mottos, butterfly, flower, dance, mineral. You think about it. I got it written down. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the bio. So the nicknames for Illinois is Land of Lincoln and Prairie State. The state motto for Illinois is State Sovereignty, National Union. The state anthem is Illinois. The state capital is Springfield. The state amphibian is an eastern tiger salamander. The state bird is a northern cardinal. The state butterfly is a monarch butterfly. The state fish is a bluegill. The state flower is a violet. The state grass is blue stem. The state mammal is a white-tailed deer. The state reptile is a painted turtle. The state tree is a white oak. The state dance is square dance. The state food is Gold Rush apple and popcorn. The state fossil is a Thule monster. The state mineral is fluorite. Of course, the state slogan is Land of Lincoln. And the state soil is drummer, silty, clay, loam. And that was some information that I have found of Illinois' bio. So I found those very interesting bio information. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next part, which is this is the history part. And what I do is I read through all the history, and not to make it too long, which maybe one day I will just do a history on all the states. But what I do is I will put paragraphs, what paragraph I think would sound good with the first one, just to make it interesting and for us to learn more. So basically, I'm just pairing up together some paragraphs. I can't talk. I do apologize. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. It says during the early part of the Paleozoic era, the area that would one day become Illinois was submerged beneath a shallow sea and located near the equator. Diverse marine life lived at this time, including trilobites, brachiopods, and crinoids. Changing environmental conditions led to the formation of large coal swamps in the Carboniferous. During the Pleistocene epoch, vast ice sheets covered much of the Illinois, with only the driftless area remaining exposed. These glaciers carved the basin of Lake Michigan and left behind traces of ancient glacial lakes and moraines. In 1961, Illinois became the first state in the nation to adopt the recommendation of the American Law Institute and passed a comprehensive criminal code revision that repeated the law against sodomy. The code also abrogated common law crimes and established an age of consent of 18. The state's fourth constitution was adopted in 1970, replacing the 1870 document. So, that's just a little bit of information that I have found. I found that very interesting. Every state is different with their history, and so I hope you guys found that interesting too. So, moving on, we are going to do the birthday for the state. So, Illinois became the 21st state on December 3rd, 1818. So, Illinois is our 21st state to become a part of America. All right, and then last but not least, these are the three ghost stories that I have found. Some are sad, twisted murders, suicides. However, you guys want to think about what these stories mean. But I found these very intriguing and interesting, and I just love reading these little stories. So let's go ahead and start with number one. So this one is called Sugar Tree Grove Cemetery in Monmouth, Illinois. The history of secluded Sugar Tree Grove Cemetery is a tale of violence, misplaced retribution, and guilt. During the 1830s, white settlers colonized the Monmouth area on farmland stolen from the indigenous Sauk people. They built a church and began to bury their dead. As the conflict between the colonists and the Sauk tribe escalated during the Black Hawk War, colonists grew increasingly reluctant to leave their secured camps after dark. That is, colonists other than William Martin, who had allegedly, under the influence of drink, wandered into a field one night where he was killed by 5 members of the Sauk tribe. The turn in this tale is that in the European colonists' rash efforts to avenge Martin, they formed a mob and murdered an indigenous person without any certainty that he was involved in Martin's death. In a strange display of guilt, the Sugar Tree Grove Cemetery bears a grave to the unjustly killed Sauk man. The tombstone's inscription refers to the Indian as a son of Abraham, but this gesture of remorse has seemingly proved inadequate now. It is rumored that one can hear distant drums and chanted voices at the cemetery. Visitors also report unexplained wind and cold and unnatural dread that takes hold after dark. While it doesn't seem to have an exact address, which only adds to its mystery, Sugar Tree Grove Cemetery is located in Warren County near Mammoth, Illinois. So that one was actually a part of our history. And Sauk Indians are a popular Indian in the United States. Very sad that these colonists have moved in and took over the Sauk area, the Indians' land, and then there was a little war, and then innocent people were dying or died and murdered, and it's just really, really sad. But to go into that cemetery and hear drums and chanting voices, that would probably creep me out. All right, so moving on, number 2. So this one's called Sylvan Island, and it's in Moline Rock Island, Illinois. Sylvan Island has its own historical ties to the Black Hawk War. Used by the indigenous Fox people for a variety of purposes, colonizers would seize control of the land and after the Civil War develop it into an industrial hub. Sylvan Island became an island because workers demolished the land that connected it to the shore to increase the output of the dams powering the island and neighboring Rock Island Arsenal. According to lore, all types of spirits congregate on Sylvan Island. Over a dozen people have drowned, died in accidents, or otherwise left this world on Sylvan Island. Some say the indigenous spirits on the island are responsible for playing drums to warn visitors at the presence of others. Dark spirits. Sylvan Island has recently reopened to the public, so you could check it out yourself. And that one also going back to the Indian tribe and the colonists and the Black Hawk War. I found that a little bit interesting too, and of course, more drums. So I'm thinking that Illinois is more of a state where a lot of Indian tribes lived at. So very, very interesting. All right, and then our last one, number 3. Now, this one was kind of creepy and sad at all time. All in one time. I can't talk again. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this one's called The Devil's Bake Oven, The Devil's Backbone. And this takes place in Grand Tower, Illinois. The grown-over ruins of the foundry house that once stood on Bake Oven, Devil's Bake Oven and its sister, the Devil's Backbone, are two geological formations on the bank of the Mississippi River in Grand Tower. Once the cause of frequent shipwrecks, Devil's Rock soon became well-known landmarks. But this didn't stop their association with death. When Illinois industrialized, Grand Tower became the site of a foundry. The superintendent of the foundry, the story goes, had a house built on the Devil's Bake Oven. The superintendent had a daughter. He was possessive and cruel parent, but could not keep her from falling in love with a local man. He could, however, keep her from seeing him. He shut his daughter up in the foundry home. Her lover would not return, and abandoned, she would weep until she died. Now her spirit roams the area. Some have described it as a wandering mist, as if her ghost itself was made from tears she spilled over the loss of her lover. And that sounds pretty creepy too. Anything that has to do with the devil, yeah, I don't like that. But I thought that was pretty creepy and very sad that, and this parent being abusive to his daughter and locking her up, and her not having a way to find a way out of there, and just cried herself to death, which really puts a big dent in my heart for her. So I thought that was a very sad story. All right, guys, that was the last ghost story that I had. Hopefully, we all learned something about Illinois, another interesting state, as all of our states are. We are going to be moving on to Indiana next week, so I'm quite excited to share that with you. But anyways, I'm glad that we were able to learn their bio and a little bit of history, their birthday, and some ghost stories. It's always interesting to learn about each and every one of our states. Um, so be on the lookout for Indiana. It will be out next Wednesday, our number 14th state out of 50. So I'm quite excited to learn more and more about our states. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I hope everybody stays blessed. And I hope everybody stays safe no matter where you are, no matter where you at. Please stay safe. And I'll be seeing you all in my next video. Thank you for stopping by, and you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.